Hello everyone, and welcome to Box of Broken Nails, a psychological horror game in which we play as a carpenter, desperately trying to barricade a door which shouldn't exist. At least that's what the store page says. Other than that, I have no idea what this is about. And isn't this just a title that draws you in? I mean, it's just unpleasant. It reminds me of like Bone Tomahawk or something. It gives us so little idea of what to expect, and yet it just elicits a feeling, a texture. I can't wait to see what this is like, and thank you so much to the developer for providing me with a key to check this out. On the store page it says, there is only this one note. It reads, "Since I started living here alone, the nights felt endless. I barely remember if my halls have been this way before. Lately I hear the sounds of my work from behind the walls. The plates are shattering over and over again. I'm just making things up again, am I not? There was never anything wrong with... And even if, it changes nothing. What matters is that I simply must continue and make it go away." So here we are. Ooh, blank picture frames. A door we can't seem to open. And just a little bit of ambient light that we carry with us, although we're probably meant to go to where the actual light is. Oh wow, these walking sounds are so real. Like I can feel them, not just hear them. Pick up the phone? No? Wow. We have really let this place a wreck, and it kind of looks like it was rotting beforehand. I had said that the title elicits a certain texture, and this is certainly a game with texture. Look at this. The whole thing just feels so rough and slightly gross. And quite old, too. It says we're a carpenter, but apparently we're not doing much to maintain our own place. Seems like our sanity may be slipping, especially out here, all alone in the woods. Light is flickering, and there's a lot of empty bottles about, which might help to explain our mental state. Well, at least we can warm our hands by the light of the fire. This place looks a little cozy. And who's calling at this hour? Huh. I just heard something fall over. The sound design in this game is quite good. Like, it's got a sense of space to it. That fell down. I honestly don't even remember if that was on the wall a second ago, or if it looked like that. Is that the door that should not exist? These flickering lights, I swear. You know what it is? When the lights turn out and an area is suddenly in darkness, it registers to me as movement. Like something coming in from the sides. There's our box of rusty nails, or rather, drawer. We can sort of see into the clearing beyond. Oh, we've got our hammer and our plank. Oh no. Do that. Who's a-knockin'? This room goes back a ways. There's a lantern here. No, that's not what I'm meant to be doing. Down here, maybe? Look at that, it's replaced that whole area. That is so creepy. First as a portrait, and then in real life. Right, we can hammer that in there, and put another nail in, and hammer that. Oh no, okay, no, put it back. Put this here. Put it in. I'm mashing click. Okay, grab these. Grab these. Let's grab another one. Something is out there. I've only got one nail left. Okay, as long as we have two, we can put something up, but I don't have another... I don't have another board. These things are scattered all over. I've got to look around. Thankfully, they stand out in the dark. And this door is closed behind us. No, 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 no. That's no good. There must be another board somewhere that I can use. Just getting them from wherever I can. There's another. Wait. Okay, I can't pick any other nails up right now, and I don't need to. No. Put it on. That should make things a little better, but no. Not enough. Not enough. Oh my god. There are no boards around anywhere. Wait, right there. And I keep hearing things from the other side. I've got nails still. Pop off one I can, but the boards, they don't stand out nearly as much. I can't see much at all, and there's only one on there right now. There's one. I can hear it. I can always hear it on the other side of the house, and I don't know how long I have. Keep looking. Okay, there's one here. Oh my, no. It goes silent for a while, and then it's just, it never leaves. Oh, there must be more. It sounds like a radio is turned on somewhere else. Oh man, this is like playing a first-person Darkwood. There we go. Oh my god. Every time I put one up, there's something new. Where? Where can I find more? Okay. I have to keep moving. I don't have time. Can I grab more boards? I just can't find them. I'm reaching into the dark constantly. Oh, no, I see. The door hasn't closed behind me. I'm missing the hallway. No, oh my god. You're moving further back, and you're deteriorating. I can't find any boards. Game. There's no boards anywhere. It is so dark. Can I break things down? Can I use that saw that's in the other room? Okay, I just reached out of nowhere. It's getting worse. And the door is in worse shape than ever. I can hear it breathing. Whatever it is can probably see the light from inside. Come on. Are you burning out for good? There's another one. I just can't tell the boards apart from anything else in the environment. Phone is ringing. There's a board. Phone is gone. I swear this house is darker and longer than it was before. This game is something else, man. Hey! You know, the term psychological horror gets thrown around a lot, and it's often misused. This is really cool. I can't tell... Wait. Oh, I have to break this down. Okay, well, that gives us some more nail opportunities. Great. Back to the door, which is now completely open. This is such a cool concept for a game. It's desperate, but at the same time, it keeps you constantly moving. And so the triggers and the new events, they all feel pretty natural as they come. I mean, that's a horror game's ultimate struggle, is to keep you moving so you can see new things, and this has found a great way to do just that. The house simultaneously seeming so much larger and like it's shrinking all the time. It's so dark, like I'm just feeling my way around. No, come on, I see. It looks like a board there. But there's not, there's just nails. No, I don't care about this right now. Okay, there's a board. Larger objects, maybe. Oh my god. Right here. No. Sometimes we can screw it up and damage a nail, and then we gotta start over. Okay, back this way. No. We're literally destroying our house to keep ourselves safe for just a second longer. This unspecific threat that is always closing in and is visually represented in its danger simply by the scarcity of the resources we need and by this thing that shouldn't even be here deteriorating. The changing of the house around us suggests that we are something of an unreliable narrator. But it's always one step forward, two steps back. I wonder what it is we're hiding from specifically. Maybe we know. Maybe it's like a nightmare. Maybe we just have an intuition that we need the barricade. Okay, there it is. I heard something break over there. So we'll take the long way around. Things are shattered. Some things have fallen off the mantle. And it seems to come and go at like the strangest times. Like it doesn't press its advantage when the when it's unbarricaded. That's breathing static. You know, the nobody answering the phone gag has been done many times before, but I've never had it just outright not be there when I return. Whatever's trying to get in, I think it's already in. No. Wait. Hang on, I can barricade this door as well. I hadn't even realized that before. I was just always trying to collect things. Bigger pieces of furniture first. No, oh, come on. It's not gonna let me pick it up from here. All the nails we could want. There's another board here. We'll remember that. And that door. It's the thing that recedes as it gets closer. Very interesting bit of visual symbolism. Yeah. This place is new. And as we enter, we put our hammer down. We won't destroy anything in our own room. So dark, man. I swear I saw another board here. Yes, there we go. Nope. It's gonna break instantly like they always do. This has gotta provide boards, right? It just doesn't stop. Yep. No, you don't. This is some of the most relentless it's been. And meanwhile, I can just constantly hear things moving around me. Did I just get hurt? It's like more and more objects are breakable as time goes on, so it's like I'm willing to sacrifice more of my home. Once more, just to keep ourselves safe just a little bit longer. A second ago, I heard what I thought was a train horn in the far distance. Actually, the contradictions are coming to define the experience. The house that shrinks as it grows. The door that recedes as it gets closer. Oh, hey, you're telling me we didn't get any planks from the TV? That's crazy. You. This really is like a nightmare. You know, one of those nightmares where you're desperately trying to do something, but no matter what, you just can't manage it? Like you never have enough of something. You're never able to make your hands do what you need them to do. And it just goes on and on and on. No relief in sight. We're starting to gain ground, but for how long there's been no boards, you know, even though the door is deteriorating, I'm starting to wonder if it's not doing this just to toy with me. So, more credence being lended to that theory. Am I the one who knocks? No. No, you don't. Look at this. That is so creepy. We can tear the boards out of the walls. We're here again, but the rolls have flipped. Now we're like some kind of monster trying to keep the door closed, while simultaneously we see ourselves in someone trying to get in. But it's definitely not getting any easier to see what we're doing. All I know is that we are now literally tearing the house down in order to keep that door closed. Pulling the nails, the planks, oh, and we're constantly being injured stepping on them. The house left a wreck of itself. Watched the whole way, but no. Those eyes, they don't let us pass. Sorry. Sorry, I know it's hard to see. It's very hard for me too. I'm gonna boost it somewhat in post. Even our barricading has grown more frantic. We're just tossing up several boards haphazardly at a time. I mean, look, even the UI is growing more crazed. It grows from like a simple hand sign, something to indicate that we can do something here, to like reaching out, fingers curled, like we're just ravenously tearing at the place like an animal. But that last segment was the most important. At least I think so. We see ourselves as both the hunter and the hunted right now. And that flipping of roles, it definitely lends itself to nightmare logic. It's one of the most overlooked elements that I try to talk about more because in a dream, like, roles are constantly flipping. Someone that was your friend a second ago may be the monster chasing you the next. We gotta sift through these nails on the floor to find the ones that are intact, enough to use. There's practically no furniture left to break down. And even if it can't actually kill me, I can practically feel these injuries piling up. I'm starting to ignore them, but I'm just imagining the blood from my fingers and my feet. I imagine even my shoe leather has been incorporated into the barricades by now. There's nowhere for me to go. Nothing for me to grab. Oh. There's not much more I can do. You're there. I'm sorry, but I can't do anything. There's no more planks. My screen is basically pitch black all the time now. Okay, there is at least one more here. Half the time these nails just disappear now. Nope. I can't even keep track of where I am within the place anymore. Like, I've lost my sight and I'm just feeling my way around from memory. And the game does build that memory, that's the thing. It kind of conditions you to be able to move in the dark. I don't know how it makes for a Let's Play, but it definitely works for gameplay. Now I can feel that at the back of my neck even as I'm standing right here boarding. There we go. Just looking for that one patch of wall that hasn't been ripped clean yet. And the more I tear down, the less familiar my own home seems. More things. But I'm certainly not seeing more things. Wait, there's a hall right here. Has that always been here? I don't even know. I truly do not even know at this point. Need more nails. Always need more nails. You think you have so many and then you've got none. This really gives, like, the impression of being in a never-ending spiral, where nothing ever seems to happen to us no matter how long we take to satiate this need. but the need remains nevertheless. And it gets harder and harder to do. And we feel more and more exhausted and more like we're physically a wreck, but continue we must. I just realized there's not even a front door in this hallway anymore. Like, it's not just the furniture that's been broken down. Everything is gone. But yeah, I'm starting to wonder if this is bugged or something. I don't know what else to do. So I'm restarting because I'm pretty sure that was bugged. Some other reviews have talked about bugs here as well, and no. There is nothing there to begin with. And all this stuff being broken down, something tells me that's meant to imply a much greater passage of time than it initially feels like. This time around, when I actually have a moment to focus on it, because I know where the boards are generally, I can hear that gramophone. It's like it's playing in my room, or the record player. It's in my room as if somebody's in there. So the paranoia at first, it's that there's something out there. And then it's that there's something in here, but sectioned off out of sight. And by the end of it, it's like we're hiding from things that are more in the shadows all around us. Like it's a fight that's already lost. But we keep doing it, I guess more out of compulsion than anything. Okay, there must be some more boards. Even the animations on this become more aggressive. We swing the hammer more frantically, less specifically. We break them more often. I think this is why psychological horror works so well in games, because the idea of tearing down our walls to secure our doors is so irrational, and yet through the mechanics it becomes so terrifyingly necessary. What's more annoying is destroying these nails every single time. Thing. All right. This is all there is. Just the hallway and the door. And no planks to barricade with, at least not that I can see. Oh wait, there's one down there. Once more, not that I can see it. We're back to our craftsman's touch. And there's actually planks littering the floor. Will we finally have a calm moment to do this right? Hang on, there we go. I have completely lost my sense of scale. No, I'm standing up now. It wasn't just me crouching. The comfort of the eyes was actually the first thing I thought of running towards. I mean, I had dealt with them. I had never seen what was on the other side of the door. This is a brilliant concept for a horror game, and I don't know what this is meant to represent, but I imagine the viewer can fill in the blank. there's something in here with me. Or at least that's what it seems like. It's like as we tear our walls down, the world itself becomes more simple, more bare. To the point where now it doesn't even have textures anymore. And texture was a big part of this game's identity. It looked like a kitchen or a dining room or something, but represented by something no more complex than cubes. Or, sorry, rectangular prisms. My B. But I have no idea where I'm going. And I'm even more confused than ever. Actually, before there wasn't much room for confusion. It was about as simple as it gets. Something try to get in, keep it out. And that desperation, it doesn't need explanation. I might have just ended up back where I was. Oh boy, compression is not gonna know what to do with this one. I can't get around. I'm sorry, I'm not talking much, but at this point I'm just in like a trance-like state. Just trying to move forward, not even knowing what my goal is. I can't seem to get in there. Well, there is a way all the way back there. Certain features of this almost mimic the features of a house. Bing bong. Maybe I'm supposed to be going towards those noises, yeah. I feel like I'm playing a modern reinterpretation of I'm Scared. Separate from the official modern reinterpretation of I'm Scared. Something was here, but it's not now. And there is an irony to it, isn't there? The idea that we are a carpenter who spends most of the game deconstructing things. Tearing down to build, but always with less than we started with. Forced to the back of the walk-in closet. Once more, I have no idea where I'm going. It sounded like it was coming from right where I was. I'm falling, but you wouldn't know it to look straight down. You want me to build something? Feels almost like therapy after all this time. Look at that. After spending the entire game tearing things down, breaking things apart, and shuffling all our resources into one struggle, we've now got to pick up the pieces. Turn it back into a real existence, and we've got to do it ourselves. We got to see our world empty. And the more we do, the more possibilities are before us. But it seems like no matter what we choose, we always end up with more than what we had before. Maybe that's what this game really is, a game about tunnel vision. And even the room we do this in is growing more complex around us. A little while ago, this image would have been terrifying. It would have seemed impossible. Now it feels empowering. Whoops, I fell down the stairs. That's the problem with Project Zomboid carpentry. I am really starting to appreciate this as a piece of psychological horror because so often the reasons for things are left utterly ambiguous. But here, I really feel like I've got something to work with. And having material to work with is kind of one of the themes of this game. This place is starting to look comfy cozy. And hey, if we're gonna go to the trouble of building these stairs, we may as well use them, right? Elevate ourselves to greater and greater heights. Also, being able to build all this stuff out of a single plank, including materials that didn't exist before, is certainly indicative of a great carpenter. I don't want to speak too soon, but it seems to be a rare psychological horror game that is about our breakdown, but then also continues to show us building ourselves back up. Oh no, I'm sorry, was that supposed to put me in awe? No, 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 I want this to grow. Was I supposed to be overwhelmed by that feeling? We just built a carpet out of wood. We can do anything. Alchemy at this point. And every single time I'm going to climb the stairs, I want to see just how high this can go. We're starting to get to the point where I may even build a friend out of wood. We'll call him Pinocchio. He'll gain life, sentience, and talk to us. We've reached the ceiling. I wasn't even counting how many floors that was. And then we'll use more wood to upgrade him to a real boy. The sun has risen. Our dreary little cabin is filled with light. And now it feels like the paradise I'm sure it was always meant to be. A bit rustic, but no longer run down. And I guess for the first time in a long time, we finally have the courage to step outside. Oh hey, wait, there's a safe here. And it's open. I wonder what that means. Even the boxes are so neat and organized. Maybe the knocking on the door was just the call of the outside world. Other responsibilities, or the past that we're running from. But there's nothing out here but some bright light and a box of broken nails. Oh, a two-man team. Yay! I mean, it's just using my Steam name, but still. So anyway, that was Box of Broken Nails, and that was really, really cool. I like how it cycled through several different kinds of horror, and it starts with the important one, the sense of desperation, of constantly doing everything you can just to tread water, keeping whatever's out there out. And what is out there? It doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. All you know is that you want nothing to do with it, and that ambiguity makes it so much more tense. We can hear all these different sounds, you know, sometimes breathing, sometimes a roar, sometimes even a distant train horn. And I think all of that foreshadows that even we don't really know what we're hiding from. It's nothing specific, it's everything, anything that could be beyond that door, we don't want it. And in the end, we end up auto-cannibalizing ourselves in the single-minded pursuit of that goal. Now, I had my experience brought down a little bit by a pretty major bug, and if that hadn't been there, it would have changed things in a fundamental way, because this is something I always talk about in horror games. You never want to die, but you always want to feel like you're just about to, and the way this game was paced, I always felt like I was just about to die. The only reason I realized that door was never coming down was because in the section with the red eyes in the house, I spent a long time not putting up any boards because there were no boards left to put up. And so I ended up having to restart because of that. And it does obviously become less scary once you realize that nothing's ever going to happen. But the way the game is paced, it's kind of set up so that you'll always feel like it's so over. You're having to go farther and farther to bring fewer and fewer things back. And the door is just deteriorating until it's in shreds. So even if you spend a long time not being able to find planks, it just feels more and more frantic. It doesn't feel like it's giving it to you. Again, unless you're able to spend way too long, but I think each segment was sort of paced so that it resets when you're starting to run out of things, when you'd start to suspect normally. And once all is said and done, the gameplay shifts entirely. It's about, like I said, it's about breaking us down and then building us back up, which is an element that is so rarely explored. And I really liked how even the animations, the way we behave in our character, actually increases with how frantic the game is getting. We start hammering at a rapid pace, we start missing and screwing up nails, we start to see the remnants of hundreds of destroyed nails on the floor, and it implies that we've been doing this for a very long time. And it makes that healing feel so much more earned in the end. There's one particular thing that I want to read on the store page because I really, really like this. No text notes, no audio logs. The story unfolds through the gameplay itself and what it evokes in you. I've only just read this. I did not read that before starting it, but that is something that I feel is so missing from horror games. This was a really cool and original experience that was not without its problems, but those problems were far outweighed by all the cool things it's doing. And if you like this video, Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.